That shiny new car in your driveway might look like a dream, but it could be a financial time bomb. I've seen Consumer Reports 2025 data, and some of the most popular and expensive models are engineered to fail just after the warranty ends. We're talking repair bills bigger than your monthly payment, luxury vehicles losing value faster than a used mattress, and loan traps you can't escape. Before you sign that deal or trust that extended warranty, you need to know which cars are secretly designed to drain your bank account. Let's start with a system that was sold as a breakthrough in fuel savings, but ended up destroying engines in some of America's best-selling trucks: the GM's active fuel management disaster. I've always trusted trucks to last, but GM's so-called active fuel management proved me wrong. I've seen it firsthand in Silverados, Sierras, Tahoes, even Yukons. Sounds great on paper. Shut down half the cylinders to save fuel. In reality, those lifters fail early, sending metal shavings through the engine and turning a workhorse into a $5,000 to $9,000 repair bill, usually right after the warranty expires. What stings even more is knowing engineers warned about it, but corporate pushed forward to hit fuel economy targets. Meanwhile, a Toyota Tundra from the same years, still going strong past 250,000 miles without breaking a sweat. And if you think engine trouble is the worst thing that can drain your wallet, just wait until you see what happens when a critical suspension system gives out, literally overnight. The BMW X5 air suspension collapse. The BMW X5 is marketed as the perfect blend of sport and luxury until the air suspension decides to quit. I've seen this happen in as little as 60,000 miles. Those air bladders that give you that smooth, floating ride. They develop leaks. The compressor runs nonstop to keep the system inflated, eventually burning itself out. One day, you park it at night and wake up to a luxury SUV sitting on its axles like a broken toy. Replacing a single air spring can run $1,200 to $1,800, but most times you're doing both rears and the compressor all at once. That's a $4,500 to $6,000 bill, and that's if you catch it early. Ignore it, and the strain on the rest of the suspension system can easily push repairs into 5 figures. What makes this even worse is depreciation. Once a potential buyer sees air suspension replaced on a Carfax report, resale value drops 15 to 20%, even if the job was done right. And if you think an extended warranty will save you, read the fine print. Many exclude wear and tear suspension parts, leaving owners with no safety net. I've watched more than one proud X5 owner trade in their SUV at a massive loss just to escape the repair cycle. Coming up next, a popular SUV hiding an engine design flaw so costly, some owners had to choose between fixing it or walking away from the loan. The Ford Explorer EcoBoost nightmare. I used to think the Ford Explorer was one of the safest bets in the SUV world, until I learned what's hiding under the hood of the EcoBoost models. That 2.3-liter turbocharged engine with direct injection sounds like cutting-edge tech, but it's quietly setting up owners for disaster. Instead of fuel washing over the intake valves like older systems, this one sprays fuel directly into the combustion chamber. Over time, carbon builds up on those valves until you get misfires, loss of power, and eventually a dead engine. The numbers are brutal: $4,000 to $5,000 just to clean the valves, and if the damage has gone too far, you're looking at a $12,000 full engine replacement. Consumer Reports found that 64% of Explorer EcoBoost owners hit major problems before 80,000 miles. That's barely halfway through most car loans. One owner I spoke to said his check engine light came on 3 weeks after his warranty expired, and the diagnosis was a $9,000 repair bill. What's worse, internal documents from a class action lawsuit show Ford engineers spotted this during development, but executives pushed ahead to hit fuel economy targets. And now, thousands of owners are finding out that extended warranties don't always cover the full cost, leaving them underwater on loans, fighting insurance companies, and stuck with a vehicle they can't afford to fix or sell. Up next, a transmission that was supposed to be smoother and smarter, but turned into one of the most expensive mistakes an owner can make. The Nissan's CVT catastrophe. I've worked on enough Nissans to know they're continuously variable transmissions. The CVTs are a gamble you don't want to take. Models like the Altima, Rogue, and Pathfinder from the past few years were sold on the promise of seamless shifting and better fuel economy. The worst part is the cost curve. At first, it's a $1,500 fluid and cooler service to buy you some time. But if the belt or pulley system fails, and it often does before 90,000 50,000 miles, you're staring down a $6,500 to $8,000 full transmission replacement. And forget about rebuilding it at your local shop. Nissan's CVTs are so proprietary that most independent mechanics won't touch them, forcing you into the dealership's repair queue and premium labor rates. I've seen loan balances higher than the car's resale value the moment these transmissions fail. Extended warranty companies often deny claims, citing maintenance neglect, and insurance won't touch it because it's a mechanical breakdown, not an accident. The result? Owners paying for a new transmission on a car that's already worth thousands less because of its known CVT problems. You won't believe what's coming next, a flaw that turns an ordinary highway drive into one of the most terrifying experiences you can have behind the wheel. The Jeep's death wobble. I'll never forget the first time I experienced what Jeep owners call the death wobble. I was in a nearly new Wrangler, cruising at 70 miles an hour, when the front end started shaking so violently I thought the whole thing was going to tear itself apart. This isn't just a vibration, it's a full-on steering seizure that makes you feel like you're seconds from losing control. The main culprit? That solid front axle combined with suspension geometry Jeep's been using for decades. Hit the wrong bump at highway speeds, and the steering components can oscillate until you're white-knuckling the wheel. Fixing it usually means a complete front-end rebuild. Ball joints, track bar, tie rods, easily $3,000 or more. But the real financial hit comes when you try to sell. Any buyer who's heard of the death wobble will either walk away or demand a discount. I've seen Wranglers and Gladiators sell for 20 to 30% less than similar SUVs without the issue. What really stings is knowing Stellantis engineers actually recommended a suspension redesign to eliminate the problem, and corporate shot it down over cost concerns. And here's the kicker. Because it's considered a handling issue and not a manufacturing defect, there's no recall. That means no insurance help, higher premiums in some states, and owners stuck with a risky, hard-to-sell vehicle. Next up, a single hidden part that can take down an entire hybrid system in seconds and cost more than a used car to replace. The Lexus RX hybrid inverter failure. People think Lexus hybrids are bulletproof, but I've seen enough RX 450H models to know that's not always the case. The Achilles heel? The hybrid inverter, the brain that controls how battery power flows to the wheels. When it fails, and it often does right around 150,000 miles, the SUV goes from smooth and silent to completely undrivable in seconds. Here's the sting. The inverter is a sealed, dealer-only part. Replacements run $4,900 to $6,500 installed, and in some cases, Lexus insists on replacing related wiring and cooling components, pushing the bill closer to $8,000. Even for a luxury SUV, that's a nasty surprise, especially when you bought it thinking you'd avoid big repair costs. Resale value takes a hit too. Once a Lexus hybrid has had an inverter replaced, buyers get skittish, worrying about the hybrid battery being next. I've seen trade-in offers come back 20% lower just because of the repair history. Extended warranties sometimes save the day, but more than one owner has found out the hard way that their policy excludes hybrid electronics. Coming up next, the shocking truth about family vehicles you thought were safe bets, and the breakdowns that are draining household budgets dry. Family vehicles are supposed to be the safe choice, reliable, affordable to run, and built to handle years of daily driving. But I've seen some of the most trusted names let families down in the worst way. Take the Honda Odyssey. For years, it was the gold standard for minivans, but the newer models with the 10-speed automatic transmission have a nasty surprise. The transmission control module and valve body start failing early, causing harsh shifts and hesitation. Ignore it long enough, and the whole transmission gives up, often before 80,000 miles. That's a $7,000 to $9,000 repair bill on a vehicle you bought expecting it to go 250,000 miles without major issues. Toyota's Sienna hybrid has its own shocker. Toyota's reputation for bulletproof hybrids took a hit when the hybrid battery cooling system started failing. Without proper cooling, the battery degrades fast, leading to complete system failure and a $12,000 replacement. The worst part? Toyota's warranty extensions are so narrowly targeted that many owners find themselves paying out of pocket just weeks after coverage ends. Families who paid extra for hybrid fuel savings end up losing every dime they hope to save. And then there's the Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade. These three-row SUVs were marketed as high-value family haulers, but their 3.8-liter V6 engines are burning oil at alarming rates, sometimes a quart every 1,000 miles. No warning lights, no leaks, until the bearings fail and the engine seizes. A new engine runs $16,000 or more, and warranty coverage is often denied unless you can prove you check the oil at strict intervals most owners never knew about. I've seen families go from loving these SUVs to dumping them at a huge loss just to escape the repair bills and loan payments. After seeing so many of these failures firsthand, I've learned there are a few simple rules that can save you thousands. First, never rush into the first model year of a new vehicle or a brand new tech system. Automakers love using real buyers as beta testers, and it's almost always those early adopters who get stuck with the most expensive problems. Second, don't just shop by model name. Dig into the exact engine and transmission combination. I've seen the same SUV be bulletproof with the base powertrain and a total disaster with the upgraded one. A little homework can mean the difference between a $500 repair and a $7,000 one. Third, understand that luxury does not equal reliability. In fact, the extra complexity in high-end models usually means more to go wrong, and bigger repair bills when it does. I've seen plenty of $80,000 cars needing $10,000 worth of work before they hit 100,000 miles. Fourth, always check the real-world repair costs before you buy. A car that seems affordable at purchase can turn into a money pit when you find out a simple part requires removing half the engine to replace. I've seen 1,200 water pump jobs, 4,000 brake repairs, and 6,000 AC overhauls, all on vehicles people thought would be cheap to maintain. If the parts are rare, proprietary, or only serviced at the dealer, expect to pay a premium every time something breaks. Knowing the true cost of keeping it on the road can save you from a very expensive surprise later. Finally, be realistic about repair costs. Today's vehicles use specialized diagnostics, proprietary parts, and labor rates that can make even routine repairs feel like a punch in the wallet. For major systems, $5,000 plus is no longer unusual. Plan for it, budget for it, and if that sounds crazy for the car you're looking at, maybe it's not the right car. I've been fixing cars long enough to remember when hitting 200,000 miles was almost expected. Those 1990s and early 2000s models didn't have every gadget under the sun, but they were built to last, and they did. Today's cars, they're faster, quieter, and packed with tech, but that performance often comes at the cost of lifespan. Too many are hitting catastrophic failures before they even clear 100,000 miles. That's why I say reliability is the real luxury now. It's not the panoramic roof or the oversized touchscreen that will save you. It's the ability to start your car every morning without worrying about a $7,000 surprise. In the end, avoiding the wrong models can save you more money, stress, and loan headaches than any feature on the market. Choose smart, and your car will take care of you. Choose wrong, and it'll quietly drain your wallet long before you're done paying for it. And while we've covered the models you need to avoid, that's just one side of the equation. The other side? The financial traps that hit car owners in every price range, whether you're buying brand new, looking at a certified pre-owned, or hunting for a used bargain. These are the high-stakes decisions that can either save you thousands or drain your wallet without warning. The truth about extended warranties. Let's start with extended warranties. In the right situation, they can be a financial lifesaver, covering those $4,000 transmission repairs or $2,500 AC overhauls. But here's the problem. Most people buy them without understanding the fine print. I've seen policies exclude exactly the parts most likely to fail on certain models. You think your hybrid battery's covered? Check again. Some policies only cover it up to 36 months, even though you paid for 7 years of coverage. The smartest move is to research the specific failures for your make and model. Then make sure the policy covers those exact systems. If it doesn't, you're paying for peace of mind you'll never get to use. Auto insurance premium traps. Now, let's talk insurance, because for many car owners, this is the silent wallet drainer. Your premium isn't just about your driving record, it's about the car you drive. Some luxury models double your insurance cost because parts are expensive to replace and labor times are high. And here's a little-known tip. Certain cars have poor theft ratings or bad crash test results, and that can spike your premium by hundreds per year. Before you buy, run the VIN through your insurance company and see the rate difference. I've seen people save over $1,000 a year just by picking a different trim level. EV reliability and repair costs. Electric vehicles are marketed as low maintenance and yes, no oil changes, no timing belts. But when something goes wrong, it's not a $300 fix, it's a $3,000 fix. Heat pump failures, battery management issues, and charging system malfunctions can ground an EV for weeks, and repairs often require dealer-only parts. In some cases, replacing a battery module can cost more than a used Toyota Corolla. If you're considering an EV, factor in not just the charging savings, but the potential repair costs when that warranty runs out. Luxury car depreciation shock. Luxury cars are tempting. The leather, the quiet ride, the tech. But the depreciation curve is brutal. I've seen $90,000 sedans lose 50% of their value in 3 years. Why? Complex systems, high repair costs, and the perception that once the warranty is over, it's a ticking time bomb. If you're buying luxury, the safest play is often a 2 to 3-year-old certified pre-owned, where someone else took the depreciation hit and you still get warranty coverage. Loan and lease pitfalls. Long loans feel like a way to make payments affordable. 72, even 84 months. But here's the reality. Cars lose value faster than you pay them off. That means if you have a major failure in year 4, you could owe thousands more than the car is worth. Leasing has its own traps. Mileage penalties, wear and tear charges, and the lack of equity at the end. The safest move? Keep loans short and make sure you have at least a small down payment to stay ahead of depreciation. Depreciation-proof vehicles. On the flip side, some vehicles are depreciation-proof, or at least close. Models like the Toyota Tacoma, Jeep Wrangler, and certain Lexus SUVs hold their value incredibly well. If you want to protect your investment, buying a vehicle with strong resale can save you thousands when it's time to sell or trade. The trick is to buy one with a good reliability record so you're not losing that resale value to repair bills. Senior driver safety and savings. For older drivers, safety and affordability matter just as much as performance. Cars with high visibility, simple controls, and excellent safety ratings tend to have lower insurance costs and higher resale. Features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and emergency braking aren't just conveniences. They can reduce accident risk, which helps keep premiums low. And insurers often offer discounts for vehicles with top safety scores. The hidden cost of tech features. That giant touchscreen, 360-degree camera, and lane keeping assist might feel like must-haves, but they add complexity and cost. I've seen windshields with embedded sensors cost $1,500 to replace. A single radar unit for adaptive cruise control, over $1,000. If you're shopping for a car to keep long-term, make sure you're comfortable with the potential repair bills for these features once the warranty ends. How to buy smarter in 2025. If you're buying this year, here's the playbook. Avoid first model years, stick to proven engines and transmissions, run insurance quotes before signing, and check for common failures. Use sites like Consumer Reports and NHTSA to find patterns. And remember, sometimes the safest financial move is buying a reliable used car and putting the savings toward maintenance and an emergency fund. Owning a car in 2025 is as much about financial strategy as it is about the car itself. The right decision can save you thousands in depreciation, repairs, and insurance. The wrong one can bury you in bills before the loan's even paid off.